think when I first saw Jimmy Page play the guitar from Led Zeppelin, when I was 14, I saw a video and I saw him playing the guitar, and I picked one up and I haven't looked back since then, I think. Yeah. It was a very profound moment. Is that what you're asking? Yeah.
And what are you listening in this moment? What have you got on your iPod? If you have iPod or you buy CD?
I really like, I put everything on my iPod. I have records and MP3s, so no CDs anymore. I really like the album by Warpaint a lot. I saw them in concert and they're probably my favorite band right now, I think. I'm really into a ambient trio called The Winged Victory for the Sullen. I love that record. I love Burial's latest album, Fortet's latest record, so many different things. Yeah, those are just a few that come to mind immediately.
Why you don't have the music and don't why don't have music and don't buy CDs?
Oh, me?
Yeah. Now.
I don't know, I think it's just easier, it's more accessible to have MP3s on my iPhone, because when we're touring and we're traveling all around, it's just less things and it's just easy to bring something up. But then when I'm at home, I really like the ritual of putting on an album on an LP player and sitting down with a beer and listening to it and sort of making more of a point of it, I guess. But I guess I like the accessibility of MP3s and file sharing, stuff like that. And I like the ritualistic aspect of LPs and stuff. So.
And which disco had influenced most your music and your sound?
Which disco?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, which album influences like Caspian the most? That's a tough question. Wow. There's so many. We all love so many different kinds of bands. We don't have similar tastes in the band. Everyone likes something different. A record that really had a massive impact on our band early on was probably, I don't know. That's such a hard question. There's so many. I can't think of one. I'm stumped. We love Lateralis by Tool. That's an amazing record. We love Seal Beach by the Album Leaf. We love everything that Bach and Beethoven have ever done. Lots of stuff, crazy stuff, yeah.
Well, what kind of music you prefer and you can stand?
What kind of music do I prefer?
Yeah, and what kind of music you can stand?
I love folk music, like really quiet acoustic music. I love ambient music. I love classical. I love old Delta blues. I love metal. I love alternative rock, indie rock. I love ambient metal. I love power metal. You name it. Like, I love every kind. What kind of music do I hate? I absolutely hate American country music. It's the fucking worst music ever. It drives me insane. I don't like top 40 music, but I really like Katy Perry. But everything else I really don't like at all. Katy Perry's awesome. I think her music's phenomenal. But all that other shit, it's not really for me. American country and like top 40 hip hop is just the worst, I think. I could get carried away talking about that, but
what would you suggest to band underground?
Hard work pays off. In this day and age, it's really easy to stay at home and sit behind a computer and post things on your social media page or put up YouTube videos, but to tour and to get in a van with your band and travel around and meet people and play for people, even if it's 5 people or 500 or 5,000, playing live music is really important. And I think being present, being in front of people, not sleeping, not showering, which I haven't done in 72 hours now. Just traveling all around and trying to bring your music to whoever wants to hear it at whatever cost, whatever it takes, is absolutely the most important thing. It's something that is becoming increasingly easier to not do, just because I think it's easy for people to just sort of stay at home now because the internet can allow you to do so much in terms of connecting, and reaching a new audience, but I think live music is always going to be really important, and it's always going to be something that people need and that people want. It has the potential to be such a transformative experience, and we really believe in that a lot. So that's just what we've done, is we've just toured as much as we can and try to play for anyone that wants to hear our music, and we play for all kinds of people. I would say don't try to play for just one kind of audience. Always try to put your music in front of people that might not like it. Like, we came here to Hellfest and we have some heavier stuff, but I don't think we're a metal band. And a lot of people didn't really know why we were going to come play a metal festival. And I, really believe that anyone that likes heavier music would like our band, so we came. Don't try to just play from one audience. Don't underestimate people's ability or capacity to appreciate and enjoy your band, whatever kind of music it is, because good music is good music, and it speaks for itself. So those are just a few things, I think. Yeah.
Talk about your most funny backstage.
Most famous backstage?
Funny.
Wild. You got a funny
wild
story
backstage. Backstage we try to be respectful, because there's people working and they have to clean up your mess, and we know it's a long day for them like it's a long day for us. So honestly, we don't like trash a lot of backstages. We're not that kind of band.
So you don't have a kind of, wild episode like Motley Crue?
No way. we love to party and hang out and take it easy and stuff. But backstage we try to keep it clean, just because we know there's a staff that's working really hard, and we don't want to make their day any harder, I guess. As far as like tour stories, I mean, we were in the Philippines last month. We went to Manila, Philippines, to play a show, and we went to a bar where there were midgets boxing, midgets, and I was the referee. So I was like, go. And this is me, who's 6'7". I don't know how it happened, but like, you just kind of have to picture that in your head. Like me officiating a boxing match between two Filipino midgets, or dwarfs, I guess they're called. That was pretty fucking hilarious. Yeah, in terms of partying, I mean, I don't know. The best parties are the kind that you don't remember, so I forget.
What do you think about the change, about the evolving stuff and the connection between the internet and music?
I think it helps. The internet definitely helps introduce people to bands that they would never hear of otherwise. We go all over the world. We've been to 43 countries, and we show up at some of these places, and you see a lot of people in the crowd, and I know that they only found out about us because of the internet. So I can't poo-poo on it too much, because it definitely does a lot of good. Like I was saying earlier, I mean, I feel like it does encourage a little bit of complacency and a little bit of laziness. I think it encourages people, like I said, to sort of not connect in person and not to have FaceTime between people, and to encourage these skills of, interconnectivity that are really important to our lives just as people and as musicians, as artists. I mean, in terms of getting music around, it's really great. You can't deny that there are people who would just never hear of our band, a lot of these bands, without the internet. So it's great. I think it's awesome. I just think that it should be taken, it should be approached cautiously. It's not the final word. It's not the answer. It's not why people love music to begin with. People love music to begin with because of how it makes you feel, and what it does to your heart and what it does to your mind. And the internet can only take you so far with that stuff. It can help you get through the door, but once you're inside, music's gonna do its thing. The internet can't do it all, I think. That's kind of how I feel about it, if that makes sense.
You always think to become a musician since you was younger?
Yeah. Like I said, when I was in high school, I was a basketball player, believe it or not. But I was really into basketball and mountain biking, and then, like I said, I saw a video of Led Zeppelin, and I fell in love with with their music and with Jimmy Page and all that shit. And I picked up a guitar, and then I started playing with friends, just screwing around on drums and guitar and bass and whatever I could get my hands on. And then I went to college, and in college I was in bands, but I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with my life. Then I graduated college, and I got a degree in philosophy, which is great, but you can't do a lot with that. So I still didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was in another band, and I wanted to do that, and then that band broke up, and then we started Caspian, and after we played our first couple shows, I decided this is really what I kind of want to devote my life to, for better or for worse. And 11 years later, you know, we're still doing it, so.